If you guys want to make your very own props with ej0w's RPG kit, you guys got in the right place. This video is going to cover just that. I did do a video before this, or some props were updated. Were updated a couple months after this video, so we're going to do it again. So a good way to actually show you how props are made, or how to make the basics of props, I feel like should be we should basically make a new prop. So this prop we're gonna make is gonna be a stump that much like we see in the Eldor RPG. So how do you make a new prop? Well, it's a bit well. Let's show you the basics of the props first, aka the prop config. So the prop config is used is a little some is a bit more interesting. So has been updated recently. So I guess I'll cover this. So, but basically you'll notice that it's a bit more format differently. But I feel like the main thing that's changed is the drop stuff. This is what I feel like changed the most. Recently, it was originally materials. This name thing was the original materials, where it would just drop materials. Well, it will only drop materials and nothing else. But ej0w's switched it to items, and it made it so you can have material props drop swords if you want, which I'm not sure why you want it, but if you want it, then go for it, honestly. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna show you. So that way, I'm gonna show you how to make. We're gonna go ahead and use Stumps as our prop. So props to Eldor RPG for that this idea. And we'll go and I'll show you how to do that. So how do we make a prop? So let's start off by getting our stump here. We'll use this low poly stump as an example. And we'll go ahead and we'll go and basically like make. We'll go and make this the same size, the same like amount, the same. We'll go ahead and just make this the same the same color as the Goblin of Forest trees. If I can find, yeah, so it's basically would be this. It'll basically be this right here. Yeah, so everything will be mentioned here. I'll go, but this will basically be like how to make a new prop or something like that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and change this up down. We'll probably make this a bit more brighter, probably. Something like I don't know, probably something like this. I suppose that'll probably work. Honestly, yeah, that looks a bit better. So this will be our stump, and we'll call it a wooden stump. And what we're going to do with the stump is basically what we're going to do with the stump is basically convert this iron ore deposit or stone chunk, depending on which one you want to use, into a prop of its own. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and copy this real quick, and I'll paste it in here. Okay. Or I could duplicate it, but I just decided to paste it anyways. So how are we gonna make this work? Well, the thing that it needs is basically a hitbox. Not sure if it needs a base material. Let me actually look real quick. Okay, so theoretically, you don't really need the base because I decided to look at it, and there's no code regarding the base. So, but if it does break, I really apologize for that. I guess I'll be held responsible, but then again, it's your game, so I'm not really held responsible for that. But yeah. Anyways, so let's go ahead and make this real quick work. So how will we do this? So basically what we want to do is copy the prop here, or maybe we could do is simply delete the base and material. Alright, so basically what you want to do is move the hitbox and prop config over to the one stump here. And then what you want to do is call it a prop, if I'm correct. I think that's what they're called, yeah. So you're going to need to make the one stump a prop, and basically station the hitbox. Make the hitbox like the same thing as this, I think. So what we would want to do is copy that, and move this into here, and boom, you got yourself a stump with its own hitbox. So yeah, I think you also, I'm not sure if you need to anchor it. Let me actually check real quick if you need to anchor it or not. Doesn't seem like you need to anchor, it looks like. Anchored, massless. I mean, yeah, you may need to anchor and massless it, and maybe make sure also it's not collidable. So, therefore, we will need to anchor this. Make this anchored and massless. And, yeah. Alright, so I guess make the hitbox can collidable, but make sure the hitbox is not can collidable. But, stump and cylinder approach good go, I guess. So, yeah. There you go. There's your stump. So, now if we play the game, we might know. If we play a game, you should see that the prop it should act like a ore instead, because we didn't really make it. We didn't really start off. I'm not sure. Actually, I want to see if it actually worked, if we got the first step working. Where basically the pickaxe now worked. Yeah. It's calling iron armor to pause, that's funny. But yeah, as you can tell, it acts like a prop. You can now destroy it as usual, which is nice. So yeah, pretty cool thing to work with. But now what if you wanted to make your own weapon that can be used to, I don't know, like destroy its own kind of axe or something like that? Well, okay, so I'm going to show you to do that right now, actually. So let's go ahead and get an axe from the place real quick. All right, so I decided to grab an axe from the toolbox just to show you, just to make it a bit more easier for us and all that stuff. So, anyways, to make sure, like many of the other weapons that are using the ej0w's kit, make sure the can be dropped feature is turned off, which I just turned on. I'm gonna turn it off. Make sure it's turned off because otherwise you'll be able to drop weapons, and I'm sure you don't really want to drop weapons. It'll probably break the kit, honestly. So yeah, make sure you keep that off. So then I think what we would need to do is, grab a tool, and you're going to use a bronze pickaxe as an example. Copy this. We're going to use a lumber axe, and you'll notice, and then you'll see this thing right here. This is the lumber axe right here. So you'll notice that it's a bit much like the weapons, but except you'll notice a few things different. So if there's one thing that there's not really much you need to see here. Maybe I guess you can call this an axe. You can call this an axe, I guess, and then you'll see like I guess we can call it an axe. I guess that's for description reasons, I suppose. But basically, this is the thing that we're gonna need to change the most. This is the valid prop types. And you may be wondering, what the hell are prop types? Well, these are how props are used. So basically, if we want to use prop types, we would basically, if we would want to make this shop stumps, we would need to call it stump. And in order for that to work, we would then need to go into wooden stump and call this prop type a stump. And that should basically make it so that the wood. That should basically make it so that the wood, that makes that this axe can only destroy this wood stump, but not the iron or the wood, which we'll test later in the video. So just keep a heads up on that one. I put timestamps in the description like I usually do with my videos, so you shouldn't have a hard time following along. But if you do, you're more than welcome to join the Discord server that I link down below, or you can join my Discord server where I'm not really as active in, but I'm sure some people are willing to help you if we're willing to. But if you're willing for help ASAP, then I recommend you join the RPG organization. That's the place where most people get help from. But yeah. Anyways, enough of that. So we're gonna call this the basic lumber axe, and because we're gonna make a new one, we're gonna make another one soon to show you how tiers are used. But basically, because you may wonder what how tiers are. So yeah, it has the same amount of configs, except you'll notice tiers. I think I talked about this in a previous video, but long story short, let's say you have a tier 1 axe or pickaxe, whatever the fuck, I don't know, a tier 1 axe, and you have a tier 1 stump. That means you can pretty much use this axe to kill a stump. However, though, if I duplicate a wood stump and I called it, like, I don't know, some type of, we're gonna make a dark stump as an example, just to show you an example. And we'll also make our own materials out of this too, but basically, okay, I also need to make sure I call them right things. So basically this would need to be a wood stump, and this would need to be a dark wood stump. Okay, yeah. Sorry guys about that, I'm going a little bit too fast. Like I said, you guys can always take a look at the description down below. But yeah, just go and do this real quick, and yeah, copy this. This is for the colors. This is for the color where you basically like note. The colors are kind of needed if you're not going to use if you don't have a part called base. So we're gonna just want to keep that out with. But yeah, let's go ahead and play the game, and basically. Oh wait, I just realized we gotta get the axe in our inventory first in order for us to work. So yeah. Well, actually, let me test one thing first before we move on. So you'll see that we got ourselves so let's go ahead and use the pickaxe on the wooden stump. You'll notice that we cannot kill the wooden stump or the dark wooden stump because the weapon, or basically, because it's a pickaxe. We will need some. We just use an axe in order for us to work, as you can tell. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that if we grabbed our basic lumber axe, copied this, and pasted this into somewhere, maybe we will just use. Maybe I guess we'll just put it in here. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, I think that'll work. So what we will want to do is make this into a tool. Get our starter items, which by the way, in case you guys don't know how to use starter items, where have you been? I've made videos on this in the past. You should definitely look into it. But basically, starter items are basic format like tools and tool and tool name, or basically item type and item name, basically. So yeah. Anyways, we just go ahead and play the game, and we should have a lumber axe. Oh, whoops! I accidentally called it. I accidentally called it base. I accidentally gave it its own icon. Okay, I'm just gonna disable the icon for now. That way I can and I'll give it another icon later, or maybe later in another video. So basically, if we want to do this, we can just if we played the game, we should get a basic lumber axe. Let's go and use it to take down a one stump. And if we press and attack it, you'll see that we can destroy this one stump and get iron. Yeah. So if you're wondering how to get your own, so you pretty much got working as French how tiers are used. So basically, if you want to have like a higher tier, you would need to. So let's make the dark one stump like tier 2, I suppose, just for hell of it. And we'll use this. So basically, we've got tier 1. So yeah, we'll still kill this one stump and get iron all of a sudden. I'm gonna change that soon actually. Let's go and use it. Just go and use dark one stump. Let's go and use this for tier 2 until you realize that we can't because the tier is too low. That's because this basic lumber axe is tier 1 and not tier 2. So what you will basically want to do would be like in a way you can probably make it work is basically you could probably upgrade it, or you could also go ahead and you could also go to crafting and craft your own ways, I guess. So really, it's up to you, honestly. It's your way to figure out. Oh wait, I just wasn't killing on a prop, honestly, a prop tool. But yeah, so I guess what we could potentially do is go ahead and make a dark what we'll call this a wood lumber axe or one axe maybe, and then we could call this our one axe. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do, actually. This will be an easier way to work with this. So, you guys probably not have heard of this before, but if not, then I wouldn't be surprised. But I think I've done this, showed this in the previous video, but if I did not, I'm definitely will link it down below. But we're going to go and convert this to a mesh part and delete this. That way we can actually have a bit more of an easier time with configuring it and stuff like that. So, but basically what I did was I pressed this thing right here, which is convert mesh, and this mesh would then the thing in the mesh converted into here. So yeah, it's interesting. It's a really interesting plugin. I'll link it down below if you guys are curious on what it is. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and copy this and give it the wood type, and there you go. You got yourself a 1x. I'm also might go ahead and scale it down a bit too. So yeah, I'm uncutting this. I'm pretty much keeping this uncut because why the hell not? So yeah. Anyways, there you go. And let's go ahead and also... okay, that'll work. So then what we can now do is put this in here. And then we could potentially replace this lumber axe with a 1x. And it should work kind of fine, honestly. I'm sure it shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, and clearly tell print works. So yeah, then you just do that and kill this one star and chop this one stump to pieces. And apparently, one stub also drops a strength potion. So yeah, global drops are possible to work, and with global drops do work with props too. If you guys want to disable it, then you're probably going to have to go into script itself and configure it. But you'll probably have to figure it out for yourself, honestly. But yeah, let's go over next. Let's go ahead and cover the next part, which is the dark one stuff and how to make a second tier. So let's go ahead and make a material for a new material, which I think Kos has done in his video before too, but I'm just going to cover that later. But long story short, basically just copy one of these. We made a material earlier called Ruby, where we were from our Ruby ore and the mining video, but this will be a bit more of a the different one. Basically duplicate this, make this. We're gonna call this wood, and then we're gonna get like a wooden, I guess a wooden like I don't know like maybe like touch up decals and go to like wood log or something. I don't know. Wood log maybe. And we should see something. We would not need that much. Okay. I think this will do. Copy that, I suppose, and then paste this as the icon. Or maybe what I usually do is do this first, and because it does. Eyes ideas are really different, honestly. So we should copy that, and then you'll notice that we got ourselves We got level 1. We got basically a level 1 ore. So. We basically got level 1 wood, I think, right here. So that should basically mean we got this. Okay, so now what we could basically do is then if we move to this one stump here and change the item materials to wood, we should get our own material. We should get our own different materials. So let's go and play and just see if it actually works like that. So if we play it, we shouldn't get any iron, but instead wood. And you'll be correct. We do get our own wood right here. So I guess and I'll show you, and then let's go and chop down like a few more pieces of wood. Maybe we can get like, maybe we can make like, maybe we can get like 5 wood requires making a dark wooden stump maybe, or dark wooden axe maybe, just that it could be, that'll be a bit more easy to work with. I might actually make the dark wooden stump a bit more darker. That way it'll be a bit more easy to work with. So yeah. Let's go ahead and get this dark wooden stump. Move this to. Let's make it a bit more darker. How would I make it a bit more darker? Oh yeah, I could just do this too. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that works. So basically, I just went to color and I just chose a better color than that. So yeah, there you go. So then what I can do now is what I then can do now is get like. Make a wooden, or what I then can do is make a tool for make a dark wooden axe, or a dark wooden axe instead, and give it this color instead. So that way it'll be a bit more interesting. So yeah, I feel like it'll be pretty cool. So if we do this, we should then call this the dark wooden axe. And we'll give it like a damage of 2 to 4, I guess. Cooldown 1, delay swing as usual. Then we can switch it to tier 2, and then what we can do after that is grab this crafting. Then what we can do is copy this, and we can then just paste it into. I think I did show how to make crafting work earlier, but I kind of went over it. I didn't go over it much, but yeah, it was dark wooden axe as the tool, and this is the recipe. I'll make into 100 as usual. Material, I guess I'll just go ahead and make it wood 5 just for it to be easier to work with. So wood, and it requires level 5. All right, so hopefully that will help. But yeah, anyways. Let's go ahead and now make this dark wooden axe require level 5 since this iron pickaxe would require, which is what it will require to craft it. So yeah, so then what we can do now is put this in the items, put this in the tools, and theoretically we should have enough wood to We should have enough wood to make ourselves a dark wooden axe. Open. Looks like I'm about to die. Give me a second, quick. I love that. Okay. But yeah. Anyways, so dark wooden axe. How do I make this? So basically, I guess a good way to look at it is basically, I'll go and press R and the dark wooden axe recipe. 5 wood, 100 gold. We already got all that stuff. We're gonna craft one this. And we should have we basically should have the wood and the dark one axe around here. Oh yeah, the dark one axe right here. And if we go to our dark one stump, you'll realize that we should be able to attack it. So yes, and there you go. Now it drops iron. Cool. The dark one stump drops iron. We're probably gonna make the dark one stump drop a bit more gold. Probably like, or a bit more like, what you call it? A bit more wood. Probably like from like 1 to 5 or 5 to 10 maybe. But probably that's dead. So yeah. 5 to 10, and we get ourselves 15 gold and 30 XP. Okay, there you go. We'll make the health, I'm not sure, 75 instead. Or we'll do 50. Let's do 40, I guess. Yeah, 40 could work. Oh, right. Another thing I also want to mention too is strike sounds. How do I get strike sounds? Well, let's go and play. Let me go. So you may notice that if you did test it, you'll probably notice that, or if you're following along, you'll probably notice that we were using the normal strike sounds for ores and stuff. Well, let me show you how to make it with. Let me go and show you how to make. Alright, okay. Let me actually show you how to make. Yeah. Okay. Let me actually show you how to add your own logs and stuff. Give me a sec. All right. So let's go ahead and make a wood. All right. So let's go ahead and make a wood axe. Get a wood chop sound maybe, and see if we'll find the perfect one. Let's check it real quick. All right. So I changed the strike sounds a bit, and they look a lot better than last time. So I'll go ahead and show you what they sound like now. So, I have the sound up, so listen carefully when you do get to listen carefully if you want. So, so this is what it should sound like when you chop the wood. And there you go. There's your wood. Let's go and do this one more time. All right, there we go. Okay, this looks nice. Sweet. Okay, so there you go. That's pretty much how you make wood, and how to make your own different props. There are a lot more. There are a lot more. It's definitely a lot. It's definitely really really easy to work with. If you know what you're doing. But if you don't, then I guess you're kind of screwed. But it's up to you, honestly. I mean, okay. But then again, I mean, it's kind of easy to break this kit, but you should. But it really shouldn't be that hard to work with if you know what you're doing. So. But yeah, so what we're going to do to finish up this video is to move all these stumps somewhere, and we'll go from there. So what we're going to do is move the stumps to different places in this map, and we'll go from there, because I really want to see how this will work, honestly. So, alright, so let's go and start. Let's go and get 4 of these custom stumps right here. And by the way, I'm getting asked a lot of big questions if I'll be posting this video, this upload at some point, or posting this game at some point. And short answer, I might actually post this game at some point to my group, Big Game Studios. I won't make it. Unfortunately, I don't want to make it like. I'm not gonna make it like unpopular or something like that, but I definitely will go over. But I definitely feel like it will help out some people. But I feel like because I kind of just want, but I feel like it'll definitely help out a lot of people that are going to be like. But I definitely feel like it'll just help. But I've been in the game, but I feel like it'll definitely make people. It'll definitely help out people who are willing to. But I'm not sure. I might make a couple of, but I really don't know, honestly. It would depends on the future, honestly. Let me actually duplicate more of these like ores too, just so we can actually have some more variety in this world. So yeah. So copy this. We'll copy this. We'll duplicate this over here, and I'll copy our ruby ore right here, and voila, here we go. Let's move this over here, and we should be good for now. Yeah, so let's go ahead and run it, and it should work. That should work now. Alright, so we're finally in the game, and we're about to go and see how our stumps look. Okay, so yeah. Oh, I completely forgot to move that. Okay, my bad. Anyways, so we're just gonna go ahead and show you the stumps. We decided to add some stone chunks here. We had some stumps, some chunks, some ores, all that stuff. As we can tell, we got ourselves some new wood. So. That's nice. This game is looking a whole lot better than it was previously, honestly. But yeah, anyways, I think that's probably it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then please be sure to subscribe, like the video, and turn on the bell so you know you also not miss a video. Before I wrap up, just want to say Happy Thanksgiving, since I'm recording this on Thanksgiving, and yeah, have a good one. I'm following this feeling. I'm conquering this feeling.